What's up, everybody? I have AJ on the channel with me today.
Yes.
Woo! And if you don't know who AJ is, because I'm cutting him off because I'm talking, he is our resident PlayStation nerd from the 128KB news channel.
But don't hold that against me. I do love the Nintendo
Yes,
Switch.
he does.
I do love Andy when he invites me into the channel, and it's good to be back.
Yeah! Now, if you're watching this, which you clearly are, this is a direct follow-on from our previous discussion, which is something along the lines of the state of games today. Something like that. Yeah, so you want to watch that video first. I'll probably drop it in the description or pinned comment or whatever. Watch that, and then watch this one, because
So
it's
let
directly
me put
related.
a question to them. Are all game reviews faked?
Oh!
We are going to get some hot water for this one.
Yeah, probably.
Yes. So, Andy,
Yes.
are game reviews faked?
Possibly.
Are your game reviews faked?
No, because I don't do reviews.
Oh!
And
That's
there's a
okay.
reason, and that's what I'm going to talk about here
Okay.
as well today,
Yeah.
really, because basically it brought to my attention,
Yeah.
regarding the last video,
Yeah.
which is all about bugs in games today and the state of games today, right? Watch our video. And then that leads on to publications, gaming publications and reviews,
Yes.
completely not even mentioning whatsoever whether the game has game-breaking bugs we're talking about here.
Whitewashed.
Yep. So, like, for example, KO the Kangaroo had a major save issue, right?
Yeah.
Across all platforms.
Yeah.
But, you know, on Nintendo, that's what we're covering here, really. You know, we're looking at publications that are Nintendo based. I'm not going to be naming any names, by the way.
I think I know which one you mean.
One of the largest ones that probably everyone knows.
That covers Nintendo.
Yes.
Do they live there?
They do, yeah.
Okay.
But, you know, and as much as we may like them,
I do.
This isn't a something we want to address.
Yes.
Right. So with KO the Kangaroo, again, a really good game, but sadly had some major issues. Again, we covered it in the other video. But this company did a full-blown review. It wasn't like a first look or first impressions or anything. Full-blown review. So just to clear this up, to me, a definition of a review is that you have a reviewer that sole task is to complete that game.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
Not necessarily 100% every achievement, but at least complete the storyline of the game, to test it out in terms of how fun it is and blah, 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 but also performance, to bring this to people's attention. Now, with KO the Kangaroo, if you saved the game any further than 1 hour in and then came back to it, you've lost all your progression and you are back to that first hour.
Obviously, that must have been in the review.
Of course. No. Right? And the same with Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. You cannot complete the game. Number 2, by the way, the recent one.
Yeah.
The review for that one, you cannot complete the game because of a game-breaking bug at the end, which Aspyr are aware of and said, yes, this is a problem. You can't complete the game because of this bug. Now, this review from a certain publication didn't mention a single thing about that. You know, nice in-depth review about it.
Yeah.
Didn't even say a thing.
So the one where it's really, well, there are two that's really
There's
telling.
actually more, yeah.
And obviously there's more examples. You can keep going on. Every time we've seen a game that's broken at launch,
Yeah.
it's not covered in these publications. Those telling ones suggest that these people have played the game on one playthrough.
Yes.
KO the Kangaroo is the most obvious example. And that's not to hit on that game, because
Yes.
it's a good game.
Yeah.
And it is fixed.
Yeah.
But that reviewer or that publication can't have played that game more than once.
No.
Because they would have noticed that issue. So they're either noticing the issues and not talking about them, or not playing the game for more than a couple of hours and then writing the review.
Yes. Now, I do want to say this. A game like KO, you could possibly complete it in a sitting. If you are a full-time reviewer and you're like, right, I'm going to spend 10 hours, never leave the sofa, I'm going to
Doesn't
completely...
happen.
It doesn't, but there is still a chance that that could happen.
Yeah.
So, there's a
you
possibility.
reckon main storyline's about 10, 12 hours, that
Probably
game?
about that.
That's more than a day's playing.
Yeah, but you know, some people do hardcore. But I'm not trying to defend here. I'm just saying that there is a possibility that could have happened.
Yeah.
However, I am with you on the fact that most people save the game after a few hours, go have dinner or something, come back, you know, reload the game, and oh look, it's broken.
So which is it then? That's an interesting point. Is it they're choosing not to talk about the bugs? In which case they're not doing their job as consumer advisors?
Yes, exactly.
Or are they not playing the game fully enough so they don't notice the bugs?
Exactly. That's it's either one, isn't it? There's
Or
no
is it
other.
both?
There's no, yeah, or it could be both. They could be well aware of it and just decide, right, let's just not say anything. And I think that kind of irks me a bit because, again, the whole point of a full-blown review is to give a complete rundown of every aspect of the game because you have spent an extended period of time. Usually reviewers get review codes well in advance of the launch so that they can fully complete a game, write up their notes, make a video, whatever, and then, tell people. And if they don't tell people about game breaking bugs, you've got potentially thousands of people that are going to go and make a purchase off of your review.
Yes.
And then they're going to get the game to find out it's broken, then be extremely angry.
Now, what's interesting with this is that in this space, like YouTube, social media kind of publications, we get a lot of potential regulation and flack for not being honest with our audience.
Yeah.
We have to tell you if something's paid for or if it's gifted.
Yep.
We have to advise you that our advice may be biased because of some kind of payment involved in it. The same doesn't seem to apply to these online publications, blog sites, online magazines.
Yep.
Clearly in this situation, because there must be some kind of bias happening here.
Yes. Yeah.
For them not to mention
and
it.
that's the thing. They might get paid not to mention. They might get paid to say, shh, don't talk about the bugs.
And as soon as you notice this as consumers yourself, as audience members, as soon as you notice this, you then have to question every decision you've made based on their influence over you. And do you consume their future advice? And that's not to say don't listen to anyone else apart from us, but obviously don't listen to anyone else apart from us.
Exactly.
Because Andy doesn't review games.
But this is the thing I was
because of this.
Yeah, because of this reason. So I don't know if some of you might know or not. I used to be a reviewer.
Yeah.
For, tech stuff.
Yes.
And it was in-depth stuff for a different company.
Yeah.
And it was, full blown. I'd spend a week at a time, day in, day out, every hour, every second, testing one item to make a website article and a YouTube video.
Yeah.
In depth. We're talking like half an hour reviews.
Yeah.
Right, on an item. And I would have to find everything wrong with it. Otherwise people would complain because the PC market, which it was a PC sort of oriented thing, people are on it. They know, even if you don't, so they know whether you've done the research or not. And that's the thing. And with, 128 KB, with games, I know full well I do not have the time to sit down, spend a whole week on a game because the video probably won't perform well enough to make that worthwhile.
Yeah.
So I like doing first impressions.
Yes.
Because I put the game on for the first time ever, I play it for however long I play it, whether that's 2 hours or 12, and then I say, these are my first impressions. This is not a full-blown review. I have not completed the game. This is my impressions based off what I've played because I feel that's more honest.
It's totally more honest. The issue that these publications have is that we move in a very quick, fast-paced news cycle, especially with games. So they have to be first to the punch to get the clicks.
Yeah.
So they have to get their review out really quickly. In order to do that, they cannot put the time into playing a game fully that justifies it.
Yeah, it's possible.
They can't. So where do you draw the line? If a game like a new Final Fantasy came out, and you know that the main storyline is going to be 80 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no way that they could play it all and review it.
But that's the thing, is how early in advance do they get the game? Does Square Enix think, what is an 80-hour game? Have it a month before.
So this is an interesting question to put to the audience, is that how far into a game must a reviewer get in order to do a proper review?
Yeah, for it to be actually valid.
Is it just like the first chapter, the first world, the first kind of part of the game?
And that's it.
Is it fully completing it?
Yeah.
Because, like you say, Knights of the Old Republic 2, you to see that game-breaking bug is quite near the end.
Yeah, it's right at the end, yeah.
So it's kind of forgivable, perhaps, that they didn't cover that.
Yeah. But even games like Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, that was it. That came up pretty much broken.
Yeah.
And these reviews, didn't even mention it.
Yeah.
And sometimes they might say slightly buggy, like with picking up an item or something, but they don't kind of go into the extent that I would like to know, which is why I do first impressions and instantly see the issues. And then we make videos like X game is broken, which always blows up because they are broken and everyone else is searching for a fix.
Because you're being honest where others aren't.
Yeah, well, that's, kind of.
I guess that's the beauty of YouTube, is that we can do that. But then this publication that we're talking about in Riddles also does do a lot on YouTube.
They do, yeah. But they tend to, when it is on YouTube, just read the written article that was by a separate reviewer. So whoever's doing the video probably hasn't even played the game.
And this is a real issue. How much of an issue is it for you to see these reviewers, and do you question their opinion, or do you just take it as, I'm excited by this game, I want to hear more excitement, and I'm going to go and buy it anyway?
See, I understand on a certain side that you want to just know about the gameplay. You know, you want to know how fun the game is, if it runs well enough, like regardless of bugs, you know, just what like the FPS is like and whatever. Because again, this might be the way the reviewers are thinking. Well, everything gets updated digitally now.
Yeah, everything's going to get patched.
They might think, well, yeah, it is absolutely broken, but we won't say that because in 2 weeks' time or a month, it will get patched, and then our review will be dated if we go on a tangent about how broken it is. And someone finds the review in 6 months' time and go, hang on, it ain't broken at all. Because I've had that with games where I've done a video, this game's broken, it's been patched, and then people comment, go, it's not broken now. It's like,
fine.
Yeah, but I made this video when it launched, you know? It's now outdated, essentially. But at the time, it was fully relevant. So you've kind of got that. Are they being paid off to stay quiet? Do they just not care and they're not actually playing the game? Or, you know, are they just looking to glaze over it because they think it's going to get patched anyway, you know?
I think it's probably a combination of those things. I think in reality, it's speed that's the issue.
Yes.
That they need to move quickly. They need to get their review out as quickly as possible, as close to release. If it's a preview, a couple of weeks ahead.
Yeah.
They need to do that, and they probably have at the back of their mind, if there's a big bug, I've got an early release version, maybe it'll get fixed.
Yeah, and maybe they actually get a slightly pre-release version of the game.
Yeah.
So maybe they just assume that this bug will be patched out by main release.
So it could be innocent.
But
fact that it's never addressed.
It's never addressed, not even afterwards.
Yes.
After it's been brought to public attention that there's a problem, they never go back and tend to, like, maybe secretly they do. Maybe I've never really looked at it after a mainline thing. Maybe they go in and go...
You would have seen it on the ones you've researched for this.
Probably, yeah. But it's, you know... I understand people, commented on our videos on the are they broken or this game is broken thing, saying about this issue and saying about a certain, publication as well. And it was like, you know what? Like, that is being dishonest because people are paying their hard-earned cash. They're not getting a free review copy. Like people are paying up to like £60 or maybe £70 if they're buying the PlayStation version. But, I'm talking in Nintendo here. They might be paying top dollar for a game, and that might be the only game they can buy for 3 months or the rest of the year. And then when they get home or give it to their child or whatever it may be, load up the game and they can't progress, or the game is actually broken. That's pretty disheartening when you've put your trust in somebody else, which is their job to, be honest. That gets me.
And every time with this, the most obvious case of it is that KO Kangaroo.
Yeah.
Mainly because it's the most recent, but because it's such an obvious bug.
Yes, and it will happen so straight away. You didn't have to complete the game.
No,
like, it was instant.
It's instantaneous issue. And you're right, for someone that's bought it based on someone else's advice, it's a great game, go get it. It's as good as you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
They're going to be instantly let down.
Yes.
So it would have had to have been noticed by the reviewer.
Oh,
and they would have to address it. And it could have been a footnote. There is currently an issue with this.
Yeah,
it should get fixed.
Yeah.
I would wait until it's fixed until you buy it.
Or like we did, we've contacted them.
Yeah.
And we're waiting for a reply or whatever, and then just put some sort of footnote or right at the end of the review on the conclusion section, the roundup or whatever, cons, don't buy this game until it's been fixed. If this bug XYZ is going to be an issue for you.
Yeah.
And again, that comes back to why I try to just do first impressions, and I rarely do them anyway. It has to be a very special game for me to actually go and do that.
Yeah.
Because again, I want to be more honest. I won't lie and be like, here's a review, because it ain't going to be. I haven't completed it,
Yeah.
And usually I find out all the bugs I need to find out within those few hours of me playing in the initial bit, and that's why I end up making the videos about them being broken.
So there you have it. Now you know why Andy rants about broken games.
Yeah. But let us know what you think. Does this annoy you? Do you think these publications should be held accountable for this? And should they change? Should the state of gaming reviews and publications, should they have to state, regardless of whether they're being paid off by the company or if they're lazy or if they haven't played a game, maybe even the reviewer should be told to put in the review how long they've put into the game. So
that's an interesting idea.
Right at the top there's like a playtime count,
yeah,
and it will say 5 hours completion or whatever, and they actually have to say, because then that would be more honest.
Yeah.
At least you can know, oh, okay, they've only done this amount. But, you know, let us know what your thoughts are. It's a sad thing to talk about. We're not trying to bash anyone in particular here.
He is.
I am. But it could be that the publication's unaware of it, because usually they get freelance reviewers in.
Yes.
So they might not even be aware that that's going up on their own website.
Yeah,
you know.
totally.
So yeah, there's lots of factors here, but we wanted to bring it to your attention and just make a discussion between all of us.
And as with all good discussions, do let us know what you think and how you think it should change, if it should change at all. Have you been affected by it? Have you bought off bad advice from a reviewer? Mainly him.
Well, yeah, if you're buying PC stuff from a while ago, then maybe.
Yeah, you see it.
No, I don't think my reviews were bad.
We're all right.
Yeah.
Right, round it up, bad boy.
There we go. Well, anyway, make sure you head over to 128KB News, the PlayStation channel, and subscribe there. Subscribe here, because we've got so much more content coming, and check out these videos. I don't know what they are yet, but just check them
This
out.
one,
Yeah.
good.
Amazing.
This one, mediocre.
I don't know about that.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.